We receive feedback from our bodies every single day about how dynamics or interpersonal relationships have either made us feel safe or unnerved us. And when we feel unnerved, that is our body's signal to really say something about this interaction doesn't feel right and good for you. So when it comes to anxious and avoidant attachments, we really need to tune into what our bodies are telling us. And we have to go back to gut instinct plus body feedback. Now, you can't just lean into the gut instinct because unfortunately with anxious attachment, anxiety kind of thwarts the ability for the gut instinct to kick in. Your soul, your intuition, whatever it is that you really lean into is going to try to give you the information that perhaps the dynamic as it stands isn't serving you. But the mind has a brilliant ability to simply tap down that response. And anxiety basically cloaks the intuitive side of your ability to tap in. Anxiety doesn't allow the messaging to come through, and that is where the body comes in handy. In order for the soul or your gut instinct to really kick in, it needs to send signals to the body in order for you to begin to hold awareness for what's going on and how you feel. Now, the body is constantly sending us signals about interactions, but very rarely do we pay attention to them to such a degree that we actually resolve what the sensation is. So for instance, if you are holding tension in your jaw, how often do we actually pay attention to why am I holding the tension? Or how do I stop holding tension? We just go about our day and eventually it will resolve itself to a degree. However, when there is another sensation or another interaction that makes you experience the same physical reaction, the reactions begin to compound on each other. So for instance, you can have an interaction with someone and you kind of feel uneasy with them. Maybe the 15th reaction that you have with them, your hand starts to shake. Or you just notice you're really on edge. Or you notice that you're nauseous around them. The body will amp up signals until you pay attention to what it's trying to tell you. And what it's trying to tell you is going to be different for everyone. But the key here is to receive the signal and then evaluate how to resolve yourself back to baseline, not resolve the interaction. That comes next. First and foremost, though, you have to go back to taking the body's reaction and noticing what caused it. Has this happened to me before? Does this sensation feel familiar? And if so, what are the similarities? And then how do I begin to identify bringing myself back to a state of calm, grounding, and a state of stability? Once you do that, then you move into that next step of saying, okay, if I've identified that my body has this reaction in this situation, now that my body feels safe, balanced, and calm, how do I then change the situation in order to maintain this state?